Ishuboy and Guru in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tammy again! Tammy Abraham, ladies and gentlemen, at Arsenal. Do you guys believe this? Just watch the video till the end, you'll get all your doubts cleared. Every goddamn thing. Tammy Abraham has been offered an escape route out of Chelsea, and it looks like Arsenal could be in the knocking for the striker. Will Arsenal actually go and replace the Tammy Abraham with Alex Lacazette? Only time will tell, but let's just wait and see what exactly is happening. So we have a very good injury update for you guys, and of course, the one, the only, the training images. So sit back and relax with the first image that we have here for you guys about Willian, Aubameyang, and of course, David Luiz. David Luiz is back in full training, ladies and gentlemen, and is available in contention to be ready for the start of the game. So let's talk about it. Mikel Arteta, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Martin Odegaard, Willian, and of course Gabriel Magalhaes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you could see Gabriel Martinelli and Foran Balogun involved in the first team action. I think Foran Balogun won't be a part of any under-23s BS from now on, as I already mentioned this image. And of course Aubameyang, Nelson, Foran Balogun, and of course Willian in the background. Willie in the background. Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Yusuf Okonkwo, I guess, and of course Andres Elneny there. And of course we've got Martin Odegaard, Nketiah, and of course Nicolas Pepe getting ready. And of course this image actually is repeated. So here's the update on the injury list, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Alex Lacazette, left hamstring. Alex is responding well to treatment and is starting to integrate back into full training. Alex will be unavailable for Sunday's match, but will continue to work hard with the aim for being in contention for Thursday's match against Villarreal. David Luiz with right knee. David is now back in full training and is in contention to be involved in Sunday's game against Newcastle tomorrow. Talking about Kieran Tierney, here's the big news. Left knee continues to make good progress and is now integrating back into full training. Will be assessed regarding his availability for Sunday's match. I don't even care if he's available for Sunday's game. I think I want him getting 20 to 30 minutes and to come in as a substitute. I would, after the 60-minute mark, I would want him to come in as a substitute, as a left back for Granit Xhaka or Cedric, who plays as a left back. I don't care, but yes, that's what I want, ladies and gentlemen. I want Tierney to get 30 minutes in the upcoming game, and he should be ready for that crucial Emery killer. He would be the Emery killer. Moving on, so here's the Guardians' predicted lineup for tomorrow's game. Martin Dubravka, Fernandes, Clark, Dumet, Richie, Murphy, Shelby, Almiron, Sean Longstaff, Wilson, and San Maximan, with Nketiah, Martinelli, Odegaard, Willian, Ceballos, Elneny, Suarez, Gabriel, David Luiz, Hector Bellerin, and Bent Leno. That's the 11 that they believe it could be. Let's see, it's a long way to go and too early to speak. Moving on, so Paul Merson has to say about the ownership of Arsenal. He says, I cannot see any way in a million years that Stan Kroenke sells anyway. Arsenal makes him money. It's not like he lives here and the fans can make his life a misery and hound him out. He never goes to the games. He's under no pressure to sell, and I don't see why he would. He's not fussed about the fans. If he was, he wouldn't have signed up for the Super League. I would say Arsenal are stuck with him. Will all this heat convince him to spend more money on players? Let's see, but I doubt it. So, talking about more stuff, Mikel Arteta has his eyes set on that Friday's, or rather Thursday night's clash against Villarreal. He says, I'm really focused on what we have to do now. Finish the season as strongly as possible and try to get into that final, which is going to be the key for us. People will judge what we do today, but lots of elements are contributing. I haven't had a normal season yet. Without a proper preseason, we had some instability, and we need our fans back in the stadium. I cannot wait for that. We really need them to be with the team, to believe in the team, to support them. With them closer, we are much stronger. That's what we ask them, and we promise them we'll give everything we can to fulfill their expectations, to give them some joy and some special moments. So talking about Joe Willock, here's what Arteta has to say about Joe Willock. He says, Willock has a chance here. He's a player we really like, so at the end of the season he will come back here and then we will make the decision again for what is best to move forward. He is a real threat in the opponent's box. Physically he can do anything you ask for and has got the right mentality. He is good technically and he is English. So Arteta reveals that Arsenal will hold will hold contract talks with Emil Smith-Rowe, who's about to get a new contract. So here's what Mikel Arteta had to say. He was quizzed about Smith-Rowe being tied out for the future. He says, we're going to have that discussion. I think Emil has earned the right to look at that situation because of the performance that he has produced. He's very much engaged and wants to continue with us, that's for sure. And Emil Smith-Rowe was in line to be offered a new 40k a week contract as a reward for his eye-catching performances. But let's see how things will turn out to be. How things will actually go on, that's the question. So Arteta also says that a lot of things have happened in the last few transfer windows. There are a lot of players in various situations. It's crucial. We want to go to the next level, and there are a lot of things we need to do to get there. Well, that's the future of where Arteta wants to be, or rather would want to take Arsenal. But here's the fact. Newcastle and Arsenal legends Alan Shearer and Ian Wright on the impact of racist abuse on football. So Alan Shearer is part of the Premier League's No Room for Racism initiative to discuss the problems faced by so many communities, not just in football. So he says that Ian Wright said, this is a regular occurrence simply because there is no consequence for some of these people's actions. They go to court, and like I said, this guy in Ireland, this judge, they let him off because it was his first offense, and he comes from a decent family. I was getting teased by people saying, serves you right, you were trying to put a kid away. See what happened, nothing happened. Again with this points to racist direct message on phone. What am I going to do? Until the powers that we do something to stop that, there's no consequence for them. Alan Shearer says, so the outcome of the court case, what would have been the ideal scenario for you? I know you don't want him to go to prison. He says some community service, some education on racism. Do you know what I mean? So now people say education, people should know better and their parents should know better. They don't. So that's all you want. Shearer says it's happening more and more on social media. I mean, no way ever would anyone come up to you on the street and say that with that language. It's disgusting. He says it makes you feel dehumanized. You feel like there's nothing you can do. You're helpless. It's just bringing you down back to simply a color. They really had a very big conversation there. I think they had to make that a proper conversation, and I like that. I like the fact that they've come out and opened up about it. So Martin Keown has claimed that Mikel Arteta's tactics during the defeat to Villarreal could have got him sacked. He says Arteta's tactics and decision making on Thursday should have sent Arsenal crashing out of Europa League and possibly end his managerial career at the club. However, remarkably, and thanks to that late penalty won by Saka, Arsenal find themselves still very much in this tie against Villarreal. Arteta is being afforded the rare commodity of time, and now he's the beneficiary of an even rarer occurrence, a second chance, and this is one he really has to take. Arteta experimented with a false nine on Thursday, lining up without a recognized centre forward. Playing with that new formation for the first time in the biggest game of the season was a big ask of the players and a huge gamble. It did not pay off. Wow. I know the pain. Oh, wow. Also, Paul Merson about Daniel X says, is Daniel serious about buying Arsenal? I'm always dubious of things like this. Who would put on Twitter that they would want to buy a football club? I can't imagine if you wanted to buy JP Morgan, you do it on social media. But everyone's heard of Spotify now, haven't they? Call me a cynic, but it's great free advertising for them. If he buys Arsenal, I'll say fair play to him. But I find it very strange. If you really wanted to take over the club, you wouldn't do it like this. I can't see any way in a million years that San Kroenke sells anyway. And of course, so yeah, that's what the complete statement was. So Lucas Torreira reportedly faces an uncertain future with Atletico Madrid unwilling to turn his loan spell into a permanent one. Well, La Liga leaders have no intention of signing Torreira on another loan deal. It has been claimed that Arsenal are willing to accept a cut price fee of £15 million, 11 million less than what they paid for him from Sampdoria. A stunning first season in North London saw Torreira appear in 50 matches, but then we all know what happened. He wants to go to Boca Juniors, but it looks like they might not have the money to do that. But moving on, so here's the big wig. Tammy Abraham has been tipped to join West Ham or Arsenal amid uncertainty of his Chelsea future. The Blues will reportedly listen to offers of around £40 million in the summer transfer window, with Abraham struggling for playing time under Thomas Tuchel. Well, Alex Crook, TalkSports transfer guru, claims West Ham are chasing Abraham along with Danny Ings and Everton's Josh King. He said, it's pretty clear that Tammy Abraham is a persona non grata at Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel. He's only played 3 minutes since February 20. He'd be clearly frustrated by that lack of game time. Chelsea fans are getting frustrated as well. But you can't argue with Chelsea's results without Abraham in the team. Inevitably, there will be interest from other clubs because there aren't that many old school number 9s. Tammy is one. West Ham United would be very interested in taking Tammy. Chelsea wants somewhere in the region of 40 for a player who has proven last season that he can score goals in the Premier League. West Ham have been on the hunt for a number 9 since they sold Alea in the last transfer window. They've got an interest in Danny Ings at Southampton. If not, he will sign a new contract to become their highest paid player. West Ham have got a long-standing interest in Joshua King. Well, he also said that former West Ham midfielder Trevor Sinclair insists Abraham would be a hit at Arsenal or West Ham. He says Abraham would be a great match for West Ham. It's what they want. It's what they need with Mikel Antonio's injuries. He tends to pick up a lot of quite of muscular because he's an absolute unit. The West Ham fans would love Abraham. He's got everything Arsenal could do with him too. Lacazette is getting older. He'd be a hold-up player bringing something slightly different with his height. He's mobile. He's got good feet. He could be a good pick for Arsenal, but he's obviously a talented player. I'm a big fan of his. I just want to see him playing football. If he's not developing and continuing to improve as a player, he's standing still, and that's not great for young players. So this is what we have here for you in this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. If you seek daily FIFA content, the link of my second channel is in the description box. I'm doing a Stuttgart rebuild. We have the Stuttgart. We have to win the Bundesliga. Let's see if we can win the Champions League or not. But of course, the DFB Pokal as well. So with this, we end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.